Wow. Did you guys see that press briefing today? Donald Trump expressing his views on this Black Hawk helicopter and this airplane. This was one of those shocking videos of the day. The president addressing this issue. This feels so different and so 2025. Donald Trump began this video by expressing empathy, support, and making clear that he stands with all of the victims of this and their families, even other countries that were affected by this horrific plane tragedy. He's had so many criticisms already because of this critique, this attack, they said. He didn't seem empathetic to them to come out with this video at this time. And they want him to be painted as some person using this to leverage his push to have less DEI in government. I saw this as a man that was deeply disturbed by this accident and wants to get to the answers quick. At the beginning of this, he extended an open door policy, even saying, I am here, I'm listening, and I'm here for you. That needs to be made abundantly clear. Now, after that, he did begin to shift the focus. He started criticizing the Obama administration, air traffic control standards, and broader aviation policies. Now, at this point, the exact cause of the crash is unknown, so assigning blame is premature. However, questioning FAA standards is important. Why did this accident happen? Now, the FAA, or the Federal Aviation Administration, they do have specific requirements for air traffic controllers. Applicants must be 31 age or older, pre-employment tests, including air traffic skills assessment testing. They must also complete training at the FAA Academy, and the FAA emphasizes a role in excellence. And like Donald Trump mentioned in this press briefing, yes, it is a high stress job. You can find these at FAA.gov and it'll tell you the requirements. But Trump then addresses the DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion policies in FAA. And he claims that hiring standards have been lowered to be more inclusive, even allowing people with vision and hearing impairments, epilepsy, things like this, conditions that would definitely, epilepsy, that would definitely interfere with a high-stake job like an air traffic controller. You have to have quick focus, quick decision-making skills, and be able to multitask under intense pressure. But given the recent surge, like I said, in these near misses, right? These incidents where we've heard. And if you haven't heard, you have not been paying attention. But I've heard time after time, all the near misses that go on in the skies. Now, at peak operational time, there's about 5,000 craft in the air, sometimes even more than 45,000 flights daily. They're saying on their website at FAA.gov, 16 million flights annually? How many people do they have working there? Now, the media is trying to portray him as some sort of person making these unreasonable assumptions. So Trump was a former president, okay? And he's a president again. You don't think he knows how some of these agencies work, that he hasn't had access to intelligence that we don't have? It's reasonable to assume he was briefed on the incident. Now, he was asked by somebody in that room, well, what makes you assume this? And he said, common sense. Dear God. I want to circle back to past administrations and how Biden, Obama, all of them handled these things. They were really reluctant to explain or give any information on any major accident that involved any kind of transportation here in the United States. When the East Palestine train derailment happened under Secretary Buttigieg, I hate that guy, and I can't even say his name. You know, we didn't get a lot of information out of that. A lot of us was left in the dark.
To achieving FAA's mission of ensuring safe and efficient travel? I don't think so. I think it's just the opposite. The FAA website shows that the agency's guidance on diversity hiring were last updated on March 23rd of 22. They wanted to make it even more so. And then I came in, and I assume maybe this is the reason. The FAA, which is overseen by Secretary Pete Buttigieg, a real winner. That guy's a real winner. Do you know how badly everything's run since he's run the Department of Transportation? He's a disaster. He was a disaster as a mayor. He ran his city into the ground, and he's a disaster now. He's just got a good line of bullshit. The Department of Transportation, his government agency charged with regulating civil aviation. Well, he runs it, 45,000 people, and he's run it right into the ground.
Long investigations on these issues is what causes people to lose trust in these type of administrations. We want transparency. We want answers now. We want them quick, and we want information pronto.
But one thing we do know, there was a lot of vision, and people should have been able to see that, based on vision, you had a lot of people that saw what was happening. You had some people that knew what was happening. There was some warnings, but the warnings were given very, very late. Those warnings were given very late. It was almost as they were given. A few seconds later, there was a crash. It should have been brought up earlier. But the people in the helicopter should have seen where they were going. I can't imagine people with 20/20 vision not seeing what's happening up there.
And here's the beauty of this. If Trump is correct about his assertion that it is air traffic control's fault, or perhaps somebody that was a DEI trained hire that didn't know what they were doing, or perhaps a pilot issue, we'll know soon enough as more information comes to light. I would have loved to see him leave it up to other people to do this, just because I feel like, even though he came out and made remarks about the people that lost their lives and, God rest their soul, and this horrible, I just had somebody extremely close to me, I won't say, just fly out of DC yesterday when this happened, hours before this accident happened. Their flight was literally an hour or two before. And I was so happy they made it home here to Arizona safely. So I just have to tell you, these things are happening, and we, the public, want to know why. But you tell me what you thought of this press briefing. I thought it was your typical Trump day. Have a great day, guys. And remember always to think for yourself.